Okay. So I'd like you to know that I went home and practiced my Phrygian scale.
Did you? Awkward. Okay.
Mostly jokingly.
I got through about 2/3 of the Marco Polos. Misa got through most of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is, I think, the takeaway. I tried to respond to as many as I could. It's like you have two different sets of ears. You have one set of ears that happens just completely internally. And that's not the one to trust. It's the ones that are attached to your head that hear things exteriorly.
Externally.
No, exteriorly. I'm right.
Write it down. Exteriorly.
So now, if I ask you what skill are we trying to demonstrate here, you would say 4 scales. Yeah, that's like the secondary skill. I think the real skill we're trying to figure out here is picking up on the discrepancy between your outer and your inner ears. And for the most part, it was really, really good. It was really good. So here's what I mean. All right. Okay, here's natural minor. Do, re, mi. Oh, no, that was major. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, le, sol, do, re, mi, fa, sol, le. No, I'm doing melodic. That's what I'm talking about. And for the most part, it was really, really good of you guys hearing your own problems and fixing it. Okay? Now, there was a little bit of this. There was a little bit of do, re, mi, fa, sol, le, te, do, te, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Nailed it. Bye, Mr. Wood. Boom. Okay? What happened?
Changed keys.
Yeah. And it's for every time I heard that problem, it was only ever descending. It was never ascending. On the way down, you're taking too big of steps, which means you're changing keys. So you got one note wrong, but because it was so wrong and you didn't fix it, everything subsequently is technically wrong. Okay? There were a couple of you who didn't hear it. Okay? All right, let's do a couple run-throughs. All right, how about Izzy, Busby, and Andrea sing major scale? Go.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Did you get it? Okay, Emmy and Fa do natural minor. Same key,
Okay.
natural minor.
Do,
Do,
re, mi, fa, sol, le, te, do, te, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Okay, but those little winces on your face is actually good.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I missed something, didn't I? That's good, that's
We
good.
wanted to do like the harmonic minor thing where like you raise the T. Yeah.
I know. Okay, how about everyone on the back row do, what did you just do, natural? So back row do harmonic. Go.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, le, te, do, ti, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Okay, so that was mostly Carly. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Thomas gets a tiny bit of an excuse because he's not a seeker yet. Hi, Parker. Hi, Parker, second-year theory student who passed the AP test last year. Hi, Parker. All right. Ike, you're on your own. Do natural minor. No. Melodic. Do melodic. Dang.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, te, le, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Okay, how did you do?
Switch to harmonic on the way down.
Yes, he
I
did
did.
melodic going up, and you did harmonic going down.
Oh,
Ba da 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 da
T,
da
had a T
da
instead of
da.
te.
Ti, le, sol. Try it again, Ike.
Okay, it's the la, ti.
And everyone really, stare. Try to pierce his soul with your stare if you could. You know?
All right.
the more important skill, guys. It is hearing the wrong thing. If that's what we're doing in the first month, then it's a major victory. It's hearing what we did that was wrong, fixing it, okay? All right, yeah, we want to get away from do, ti, le, sol, fa, me, re, do. Nice. Nailed it. Bye. That's what we want to get away from, okay? All right, let's do some sequences. I would say of the two assignments, the first one seems to have been harder.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's do a couple as an entire group. So I'll just change do every time. Okay? Sing do. All right, and let's go sol, re, la, sol. Sol, re, big jump up to la, sol. Go.
Sol, re, la, sol.
Trust your instincts, grasshopper. Okay? Go. Okay, your first note's going to be T. Up high, it's going to be T. And you're going to do T, sol, up high, re, do. T, sol, re, do. Go.
Ti.
Close, but you're really singing do. Come down a half step. Go.
Ti, sol, re, do.
Okay, how did we do?
I went down to it. It's up to it. I forgot about that part.
All right. Let's go to assignment 1. Okay, so let's go through a couple notation basics. You're gonna get pretty good at writing stuff. Don't worry too much about like the beauty. We'll get. I mean, because mine is so bad. Hers looks really, really good. Okay, so this thing right here, what is its name? Staff. This is a staff. Okay. This right here is called what? Or
G-clef.
G-clef. Okay, I'll explain in a sec. This is called what?
F-clef.
Bass clef or F clef. Now, how the heck did he know? I had never thought of that before. It kind of does. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Is it because the two dots are like?
So every clef has, I just spit, sorry. You're in the Shamu's danger zone.
Splash zone.
You're in the splash zone. You need to wear ponchos in this class. Yeah, put the hood on. Every clef has an identifier that is telling you, hey, this thing is pointing to a specific note. So in the treble clef, it's the curly Q. See how it wraps around the G? That's intentional. So if you write your treble clef and it looks like this, that is wrong. Okay, Misa, come please.
Oh, you want me to draw mine?
Yes, I do.
I cheat.
But she does it, this is really easy.
I draw 6 on a line through. As long as it circles around that second line, it doesn't really matter what it looks like. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
You can make it
Here's the other way they teach it. The other way they teach it is, and it's more complicated. So it's line, and then half circle to the B, half circle to the E. Okay, and what am I missing? Oh, is it supposed to?
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
But that's.
Some of you are gonna do some fancy
And then
little
back around.
Schmiegler broker. I don't.
Yeah. But I guess that's like the technical way. Okay? Alright? And the identifier of this is the double dot around the F. Okay? So why clef? Why clef?
What clef?
Why is it call
What
the
is
C
clef?
clef or the F clef.
Well, why do we have clefs?
Mark which note is which ones.
Well, so
To make it easier.
it's about pitch ranges. Now, basically, we play treble and bass clef. You might have a little experience with viola clef, well, but you don't play viola. But
Alto clef or tenor clef, I think.
I mean,
C.
there are many clefs. Freaking jerks! It's the worst, right? Have you played any viola at all? It's the worst. Oh, she grew up a viola player. Okay, will you come write it up, please, and show us kind of how that works?
So these clefs can move, like cello, it moves up to the tenor clef, which I don't know where it is. Is it a line higher?
No, it's kind of like, it's
Oh,
kind
it's
of
tenor, it's
D.
the other clef, okay.
And then
I like
just
it.
wherever the two lines
Alright.
intersect is where middle C
Okay.
It
is.
looks like a bow.
This is the
You
viola
want to
or
shoot it.
alto clef. It looks fancier than that, but
Okay,
that's what I
but talk
mean.
about what it means.
Yeah, so this one is called the C clef. Guesses why?
Because the middle thing is like
This
C.
middle is not just any C, but middle C.
That's dumb.
Middle C on the piano. So this is what the violas read. I guess a fancy kind of looks like this. I don't know, something. Anyway,
It's
but
like a fancy
that's the viola clef. So tenor clef, then it would move up. That's what it is. It's like that, right? The second line. So there's middle C now.
It's a little weird to get used to.
Yeah.
There's one,
Oh, it
like
is.
one
Yeah.
time where it's like there was bass, treble, and alto, or tenor clef.
Well, and sometimes they like are nice and move it so it's like, oh, this is actually just the same thing with a different clef,
Yeah.
but that's not very often.
Sometimes, like in men's vocal music, like in tenor vocal music, sometimes you'll see this. And so, like, if I see this note, what note is that?
G, the one that's.
It's a G above middle C.
Yeah.
It's this. It's an octave down.
So
Okay? So, the answer to why is so that you can sing your vocal range or play your instrument range and stay within the staff, right? Because, like, if I'm going to have a bass sing and I ask them to sing, like, this note, an A, then I have to do this. Right? And, like, we just don't want to read millions of ledger lines, right? So that's why they've created other clefs. I would argue it introduces its own difficulty. Okay? So, if you, in your head, you're thinking, do I need to know all of these? Short answer is kind of. You will have stuff on the AP test where mostly we do treble and bass. And then sometimes they'll give you orchestral scores that have violas in there. And you need to kind of know how it works. We won't do a lot of it, but a little. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay? So when you see this in like piano music, what is this called? This is called grand staff. This is grand staff, both things together. Sometimes you'll see the brace drawn a little differently. Doesn't matter too much. Okay, are we all good on this stuff? Okay, moving on. All right, so assignment number 1. So, when you were 5 years old and you started piano, you were taught that a scale is this. Yes, but there's also so many more. A scale just means a combination of wholes and half steps. How many different scales are there?
Wow.
How many can you name? Well, we've already learned 4, haven't we? Okay, how many others are there?
Modes.
There's church modes, so you can say, Dorian, Phrygian, Locrian, Mixolydian, Lydian, Aeolian, Ionian,
Major and minor pentatonic.
pentatonic, whole step, octatonic, and then you get into this
Blue.
fringe, blue scale, Hungarian minor, Jewish minor. Like, these are real things. We don't really learn them here, but they exist, okay? And it's just different combinations, okay? So we today are learning the major scale, not, find the dog ears and then go outside the doghouse. Not that, is that what you teach?
Absolutely.
It is.
What?
Yeah? Did you start beginning piano with her?
No.
No, okay.
I'm not familiar with the
Wait,
doghouse.
Like, I haven't done that with you.
Would you give this?
You guys didn't know
Do you teach piano?
No. Really? She did that with me like yesterday.
Oh, as in like
I
D's
was
in
in the
between.
doghouse. I teach the doghouse.
Does anyone teach piano? Do you? To like beginners?
Yeah.
Nice.
They're really bad. They are or you are?
I think you teach?
Huh?
Oh.
Just the Owens.
I could use your help.
I could use your help.
Helpfulness.
That was adorable. Okay. All right, many more scales than just major and minor. We're focused on those two today. Okay. Oh. All right. Talk about boys. Give me 1 minute.
So
Corvettes. Both Corvettes. Let me just say. Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. Oh my gosh. No one's seen that. All right.
This is such a didn't Chris Cornell write a song for that movie?
I don't know. I don't even know who Chris Cornell is.
Oh,
Did I give you a piano paper?
Yes.
Okay, go to the back. Is it the back page of your book? Okay, go to that. Okay? You are welcome to use this for a couple of weeks. Eventually, we will need to get away from it. But if this helps you right now, that's fine. Okay? For today's purposes, we're defining half step. So find middle C. We're defining half step as just an adjacent note. Okay? So if I go to the right, I'm moving to what?
C sharp.
Or
D flat.
D flat. Actually,
It's actually B double sharp.
it's actually 8 quadruple sharp.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's the note.
Alright, and find a B flat. Okay, and what is the name of the lower adjacent half step?
G sharp.
Or what are
B
you?
double
We were.
flat.
No! Stop it!
Are you talking about like the same?
It's just because the single last measure of Colorado Trail that I'm thinking of all this.
Yeah. Okay, so but he actually kind of is bringing us towards an important principle to know for today. If I'm moving from C and I am moving to the next step, so like if I'm using numbers, I'm calling this 1. And if I'm going to D, I'm calling it 2. Okay? Now go back to C. If I'm going to the next half step, but I want to keep that moving from 1 to 2, so I'm moving to the black note, right? But we're not calling it 1 up or 1.5, we're calling it 2 minus. Did I lose you? C is 1. D is 2. So what's the thing in between? 1.5, right? But I don't want to call it 1.5 because it's not related to 1, it's related to 2.
Like a
So-
lower two.
Because it's its own note.
So it's 2 minus, but can it also be 1 plus?
Yeah, but just hold on. Like that's kind of where I'm going. Okay? So I want to call the next step 2. So now, move back from numbers to letters. So the alteration I'm going to make going from C to the next note, it's going to be based off of D. It's not going to be based off of C. Because we want it to have its own step. Does that make sense? That's what I'm saying about 1 plus versus minus 2. Yes.
What do you mean have its own step? Like, what is that?
Like, do you see how C sharp is an alteration of C?
Yeah.
It's a modification of C. We don't want our next step to be a modification of where we were. We want it to be its own new entity. So C and D, not C modified, but C, its own new thing, D. So we now have to go back off of D and call it alteration of D, not alteration of C. Does that make sense?
So, like, if I have 1 plus 2, is that 2 plus 2? Or is that 2 plus 2? Like, what is that?
Like, do you see how C sharp is an alteration of C? It's a modification of C. So we want it to be its own new entity. So C and D, not C modified, but C, its own new thing, D. So it now have to go back off of D and call it alteration of D, not alteration of C. Did that help?
So we just do, because it makes more sense.
It's because it would normally go C to D, but we're not using D, we're using D flat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say here is like when we're walking these scales, we want it to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want it to look 1, 1.5, 3, -4, 5. We want each of them to be called a new letter name each time. A new letter name each time.
You want to see movement on the staff, a space to a line to
Okay,
space.
that's helpful. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, right? So we want it to look like this, always moving, rather than,
Oh, so like you wouldn't write. I guess you would, but like.
right? We want it to look like that. Because each note is going to live on its own new space, whether it's a line or a space.
So it depends on the scale. On if
It'll depend on the scale, okay? That's where we're heading. Okay, did that help?
A little bit, but the people still write like.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're,
Two C's next to it.
yeah, but you're getting to something else. I'm just talking about as we're moving in a scalar motion,
Oh, in a scale. Okay.
in a scale,
Yeah,
okay? Did that help?
yeah, because you don't want.
All right.
C.
I'm going to move on, and then like we'll kind of help you move forward as I go, okay? Okay. All right. A half step is movement in either direction from one note to the directly adjacent note. It does not matter if you begin on a white or a black note. A whole step is 2 half steps. Don't overthink it. It's 2 half steps. Okay? All right. The next thing I got here is nameless scale degrees. Is that where I want to go?
We could, sure.
Okay. Are you all on page 5?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you see how I've got this scale and I've got these words written underneath? I need you to memorize those words, like by tomorrow. Okay? Can you memorize those words? Okay? All of our, so think about it this way. Each note is going to have multiple different names. Okay? I'm going to write all of them. These names are going to feel like they don't matter too much today, but they're incredibly important for when we start building chords. Okay? And I'm going to give you a couple hints of how to think about them. All right.
Wait, 5 is
It's down.
Dang it!
Oh.
Okay. There are arguably 2 notes in this scale that are the most important. What are they?
Leading tone.
Okay? These are basically the most important notes of the scale. Okay? And I don't have any ways to help you, like no mnemonic devices or anything, how to memorize these. I just need you to memorize those 2 and then I can help you with the rest. Okay? 1 is tonic. It's home, it's the beginning of the scale. Have you ever noticed this? Like if someone in your house is practicing piano and they go, and they stop and they walk away, and then you have a panic attack, and you start barfing everywhere. They're like, finish the scale! Right? Right?
Like in church when they end the hymn on a half cadence.
What hymn is that?
We have a girl that just does prelude. She stops as soon as the bishop stands up.
Oh! And she doesn't finish? Yeah. Ah! Finish, please! This is not okay!
It's just having like a spaz attack.
No! Burn with Satan, you demon! Okay? Tonic, dominant. Those are the two you have to memorize. Now, this prefix, super, what does super mean?
Above.
Above.
Superman.
Okay? Above man, bad example.
He flies over.
Oh, he flies over. I could not see the relationship there. Okay, good. Guys, Misa's so awesome. I love her.
Medicine, dude. Let's go.
Okay? Super is above. Sub is what?
Below.
Below.
It's called infradominant.
What?
What's called infradominant?
I don't know what that is.
Less
It's just
Less than.
infra is just, you know, the medicine, like super is the medicine, you know.
Is 2 alkali?
Yes.
Guys, I missed an
No,
easy question on
that's
its
my
tech.
bad. It's, no, that's,
He did it again.
I did
Mike's
it.
horrible. Mike's a W. Okay.
it's because I just don't think about it.
Okay. Mediant means middle. It's not middle of the scale, it's middle between 1 and 5. Okay? Submediant. This one's hard to explain. I'm going to try, and then if I mess it up, help me.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to just do it?
Sure. So, you know how the median is 3 above the tonic? The submedian is 3 below the tonic.
upper tonic. The higher dough.
Yeah. Does that? Yeah, that makes sense.
What?
Makes sense
What
there.
makes sense?
Okay. What's it called? What's the concerto? You come on, violinist. Yeah, you should. Violinist. Is it the most famous violin concerto of all time? It's the #1 most famous. 4 Seasons.
This is winter.
It's Winter. By who? Vivaldi.
I know who it's by. Like I said, it's by Vivaldi. I just forget.
The cellist beat you, man.
I said Vivaldi first.
Okay. Leading tone, and when you write it out, you're welcome to write LT. It's leading tone's going on. Leading tone, leading to what? It's what we just did. If I stopped, you go mad because it needs to resolve to do.
Unless you
Okay?
yin and C.
Unless it's a pentatonic scale.
What's that?
Unless it's a pentatonic
Well, yeah, but that doesn't even have a leading tone.
No! Stop it! Stay out of this! Okay? Alright, I'm going to play a triad, I'm going to play a chord, and I'm then going to sing a note that belongs to that chord, and I'm going to ask you to tell me the name of the scale degree I just sang. Was that incredibly confusing? Misa will demonstrate. Do.
Okay, so first I'm gonna go, here's do, do, re, mi. The mediant, 3rd degree.
Got it? Okay. This is for Isaac.
It's the submedian, the 6th thing.
Nope. Sing do.
Do.
Do you know why he's having a hard time? I know why.
It's by.
Because of the octave, right? Do. And I'm not going to bring it down. He's going to have to do it himself.
No seeing the answer.
Do it again.
Guys, this is going to keep him up at night. He's not going to be able to sleep with this. Fine, I'll help you. Sing do.
Do.
Sing higher do.
Fetch, it's 2nd.
Yeah. Transpose the octave, dude. Right, next.
Embarrassing.
Do you want to give up now or later? What's best for you?
Talk to my counselor.
Yeah. I'll send a note down. We'll take care of it. Okay. All right. Fa, you're next. Dominant. Yep. Okay. Carly, you're next. Sorry?
Dominant?
Nope. Ooh, you're close. Ooh. Sing do. Ooh. Walk up and meet me. Ooh. Ooh. Do. There you go. Walk the steps. It's like, I know it's annoying and stupid, but that's like always what we're going to tell you is don't jump, walk. Okay? All right, moving on. Okay, as you move up the scale, you must use the adjacent letter for each new note. For example, in D major, as you move up, here, I'm gonna write this here. Can I erase? Are you done? Okay. All right, in D major, remember we want to use each space in each line. So I want to call this an F sharp. I don't want to call it a G flat because then I've skipped the space of F, okay? Or I've skipped the number 3. So one way to think about it would be, I don't know if this is confusing you more, but G flat would be 4 minus. Right?
We're never going to have a G flat and a G in the same key.
So this one would be 3 plus?
Well, yeah, sure. But we're just going to call 3, yeah.
Okay.
Later.
Got it.
Okay? All right, so this is the hard one. In C sharp major, even though the 3rd scale degree sounds, will you come to the piano? Can you guys kind of see the key bed? Okay. So give me and try to make it so they can see. So she's playing a C sharp, okay? She moves up a whole step to a D sharp. Okay. Now, we're supposed to move up a half step to the next note. Play the next note.
It's another whole step.
What?
It's a whole step.
Oh, my bad. Full step. So, start again. C sharp, D sharp.
E sharp.
Yeah. So play the note. And what is that note called that she's playing right now?
G sharp.
What's the note called? The note's called an F, right? We can't call it an F.
Why?
Because C, D, E, F. We can't just skip that step. We can't skip 3. 1, 2, 4 minus.
So think about when we're spelling out a scale, you have to go in order of the alphabet. You can't skip letters in the alphabet. Has to be E something there.
So we were doing A sharp,
C sharp,
D
C
sharp,
E
E
sharp.
sharp.
Has
It's
to-
very cruel. It's horrible.
And then because we use that.
And I guarantee you will all make this mistake at some point.
Oh, yeah. Keep playing through the scale.
F sharp.
F sharp, that's easy because it looks like what we call it. Next, G sharp. B flat. No, A sharp. Now what? C, right?
Wait,
No. It cannot be C. Why?
Because we have C sharp.
It's called the scale of C sharp. We can't call it C and C sharp, right? So we have to call it, I'm so sorry.
That's why this is my favorite scale.
What a cruel, horrible thing. Bach, you're a jerk. I'm glad you're dead.
Is that only for scales, or can we also do that for like just music?
It's going to pervade everything we do.
Okay. So
But
like,
just
if you
start
were
with this.
writing a song, it would also
Yeah.
be written like that?
It depends on the
Yeah,
chord.
depends.
Depends on the. It depends on the key. It depends on the chord.
But when we start writing chords, you're gonna skip letters, so you'll go C sharp, D sharp, G sharp to spell that triad.
Okay.
Okay. But this is step one. This is like we don't need to do that yet. Let's just do this. Okay. Was that crazy confusing? Okay. That's essentially the concept for the day. So the next line says, we have this pattern that you gotta memorize. You gotta memorize the pattern. Keynote meaning whatever key we're in, needs to pick a key
A flat.
just on the piano. Okay, so she said A flat and then she played a D.
That's not it.
Okay, Eric Whitaker. Ready? Okay, play now. Okay, oh, so now we're back in A flat. Thank you, Misa. A flat. So when we start, we're gonna say keynote, or A flat. Now, moving off of that, whole step, half. Whole, half. Memorize that sequence, okay?
Whole half.
It's in the book.
Whole.
It is there.
Whole half.
Didn't I put it there?
Whole half, whole half.
Oh, where?
It's whole half, separated by a whole step.
Or whole half.
Whole half.
Yes.
Major, minor, major, minor.
Well, I'll tell you, seriously, we've had like, since we've done this for 7 years now, like, we've had kids like come up with all the most like creative and coolest mnemonic devices that I never would think of. And what we find is they usually put it into a rap, and that is somehow what works.
Yep.
Yeah. What was it?
Major, minor, major, minor.
Rich. Yeah. Major, minor, rich. So this is, but this isn't rapid.
Whole half.
Half. That's it, right? Yeah.
So what is
What would my rapper name be?
It's a major scale.
So for any
Any major scale follows this pattern.
Lil koala.
Stepwise. Shave like a scale into my hair.
I got Lil koala.
Whole half.
Lil
Body
koala.
in the middle.
Yeah.
The stepbrother.
Whole half.
Stepbrother, I like that too.
Whole half.
Okay, so now we're writing our scales, okay? So you might find that you like to use your piano page if you want to take it out and hold it with you, so you can look at your wholes and your half steps. So probably what you do is, you look on your piano and you just move your adjacent steps. So either your 1 or your 2 half steps, so you can find the note on the piano. And then you got to think about, but what is it actually called, right? Because I might be looking at an F sharp, but in this case it's called a G flat, okay?
And if I were you, I would start by writing your notes out. Say we're in A flat, so start your first note and then write line, space,
Oh,
line,
this is
space,
an incredibly
line,
good
space.
idea.
Then go to your keyboard and say, okay, I need to know the whole step up from here. It has to be B something. Then you won't spell it wrong, hopefully.
Do you see what she's saying? Don't go one at a time. Put everything in, use every space and every line.
Just label them with the sharps and flats as we go, and don't do a key signature at the beginning.
Yeah, no key signatures. Key signatures are not allowed today.
This is the segment that gives you cramps in your hand.
Yeah? Okay. C major, I don't think I need to help you with.
Wait, do we only go to the 7th?
Yes.
Okay.
C major is just all whole notes.
White notes, not whole notes.
Not whole notes, but
Okay.
like, yeah. But
White notes on the
No
piano.
accidents.
No
Yeah, I
accident.
see
what is it?
It's still a half step. E to F is a half step.
Because there's no black numbers.
Yeah, there's nothing in
Right.
It's the same interval.
So guys, when you think of this pattern of wholes and halves, that doesn't inherently mean black key,
G major.
depending on where we started.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay? So start on your own, okay? And just flag us down and we will help you write stuff in. But I would do what Misa says, which is write in your lines and spaces and then work on your accidentals. Do we really have to do all 16?
Yep.
Yeah. We do.
I don't know, this is because there's nobody with that last name.
Do you see that I, like, you need to help me,
Yeah, right.
you know? Well, is that Ms. Corus?
Yeah,
Okay, so just hold on.
I'm assuming.
So we need to pass out report cards 5th hour
Oh, okay.
to all 90 of them.
3 of these.
You left it here yesterday.
Really?
You don't want it on the
Make sure you
road.
don't
I
miss.
agreed to her to sign one in.
I
I don't need another one.
Can you please ask us to help?
This is simply just to show that you know hardware is scaled.
Yeah, hey guys,
It doesn't matter where the box
you're
is.
always welcome to, we've got this, we've got a piano in there, we've got 2 pianos back there, we've got a piano in the hallway. It's probably preferable actually that you use one of those, just so you don't annoy them, right?
Okay.
Unless you're gonna be kind of quiet and quick, but don't play Schubert, like.
And I would encourage you to just look at it more than play it, because many of you are gonna be tempted to just play what sounds right,
Uh-huh.
and you need to be able to
And use your
spell
ear.
it correctly without
Yeah.
not just using your ear.
And, okay.
Can you give me another?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
G major.
Okay.
They go whole,
Mhm.
F, whole, and then half, so this would be a flat, right?
Cool. Okay, watch. Remember, keynote then is the first whole.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is not whole, this is keynote, whole, half,
Oh, gotcha.
That's a mistake I see a lot.
okay?
It takes 2
But
notes
does
to make a
half
step.
mean accidental?
Um,
Look at your piano, watch.
Which major?
Okay, G, whole note, A, whole. Now, from B to C, you don't need an accidental, okay? Okay, now from C, what do we do? Whole,
After G sharp.
whole, and then what?
There's 4 sharps in the beginning.
Wait, no?
Are we at another half or are we at another whole? Whole and then half would be to G. So whole step from E,
Do you know the word?
Oh, that'd be.
sharp cuts. Okay, so did that make sense?
Or is it minor?
We just went through a whole scale.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just.
Keynote, whole, half. Whole,
I know it's like.
half. Back to Okay, go ahead and do your lines and spaces.
Yeah, memorize those, that was weird.
Okay.
Sharps and flats.
Wait, so would this just be whole, right?
Okay,
Whole,
keynote.
whole, right here, half, whole,
Whole,
and then
okay, D to E, E to.
wait, this one,
Next
this
one
is
is
a
the whole.
This is a,
The reason.
So what is it?
The reason I was like.
This no?
We gotta go whole step. So this is where you look at your piano.
Oh, sure, yeah, sure.
sharp. So the whole step from B
Half.
is to C.
So the F sharp half is what?
You're like.
Yeah, I don't really know
Remember
much.
G to A, whole step. A to B, whole.
No, but I need to play it and
Wait, so yeah.
Mental connection. Okay.
Today we should let's make a whole step.
Whole. So what's a whole from B?
So it's not
From B is C sharp.
And this should be easier to do.
Yeah.
If you know those patterns.
So really it's just like at half.
Okay. I think we're getting next.
Yeah, so keynote, that's one, so A.
It doesn't matter how I break it.
Kidding me?
No, I'm realizing a million things at once.
Dude, it's like the funnest thing in this class is when like that switch flips. It's
You
like
just sit there and just like, revelation. I am like,
Why do they have this one looks like a G and this one looks like
put something
there
out,
you
and
go.
that's what Finale gave us.
And then
So-
today I was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
there's a reason
Oh,
behind it.
oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
because I thought like we had to.
No.
Is that your violin teacher?
And I'm like,
These
you know, I
are
took piano for
old,
like
old,
4 years.
old lenses. Okay.
What?
And
Tell me what
half
you're
is up.
experiencing.
So we're adding on one chart for each one.
This is
And
just kind of right out right now.
every
Just like from the
node
break. But like going
has the
through it,
same
you realize
chart. So like if
that's
the
Yes.
F chart
why
the one
it works.
before doesn't actually, and but
Yes.
also,
Yes, just patterns.
if the seventh
I
node
think-
chart
I
is
think
the one
I'm getting
before,
it.
then I think my seventh node, the next one.
The circle of events is the
Yeah,
coolest
so
thing in the
what you're
world.
talking about right now is that.
It's so helpful.
He'll nerd out with you.
Once
on
you
that.
realize like how to use it, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I think.
Now,
Get faster.
have you noticed the relationship of the way that I listed the keys?
It's so.
C to G
Yeah.
is
So
how
it's
many
not like
steps?
totally related, but.
Huh?
So I'm on.
5. G to E is
I take.
And it's so it's
Then
thick.
it's like a circle.
Thick.
You're adding a Sharpie set.
Did I put off this A major?
That's why it's
the circle of events. It's because it's lower to the keys.
Whole step. So keynote, whole step. You come, that is the whole, right? Keynote, whole. Whole.
This was the art class for me.
There you go.
Building on those basics.
Here, I'll try to do
Whoa, that is massive.
I love the light bulb.
Okay? 3 to 4 is half. 4 to 5 is half. Or whole, my bad. Okay? Another whole.
So that'd be extra.
Good job. Boom. Okay, you're getting this.
Okay.
Okay, what time is the bell today? It's what?
30.
So in 3 minutes? Okay, listen, everyone stop. Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
So this assignment is due on Friday. We will do about 20 minutes on it in class tomorrow. And we'll help figure out any questions, okay? But we will all, there will probably also be like another Marco Polo assignment tomorrow. None tonight, okay? So kind of space your work out between the 2 days. Is that good? Okay? And I'll post that to the group chat. Okay? Resume.